You are now watching Showbiz Now, your daily showbiz update. Sa kabila nga daw ng kanilang pananahimik, ay na-trigger nga sila Victor Consunji at Rachel Carrasco na magsalita. Ito'y hinggil sa mga ibinalandra sa social media nitong si Maggie Wilson about sa di umano ay unborn daughter nitong si Rachel Carrasco. Well, narito po ang naging pa-statement muli ng dalawa bilang sagot sa mga naging tanong ni Maggie Wilson. Unahin natin ang naging statement ni Rachel Carrasco. Ayon sa kanya, official statement of Rachel Carrasco on acts of harassment instigated by Ms. Maggie Wilson. On 7 August 2022, I began to face a series of direct attacks and accusations from Ms. Maggie Wilson that malign both mine and Mr. Victor Consunji's person and character. These attacks resulted into an offline harassment and bullying and carried over to our close family and friends and in some cases to their children. Despite it all, I chose to remain silent and opted to pursue remedies made available to me by the law. However, more recently, the harassment and bullying has escalated into the intrusion of my private spaces and the involvement of and references made to my unborn daughter. These deliberate and malicious acts to perpetually provoke, threaten, and subject me to public judgment and ridicule, all for personal and financial gain, is one I hold zero tolerance for. While I have taken Ms. Wilson's ill-intended behavior into stride the past months, I will never allow myself nor my daughter to be leveraged as collateral damage to her vendetta against Mr. Consunji. If Ms. Wilson truly feels that she is entitled to all her claims, then I urge her to come back to the Philippines, face the consequences of her actions, and file her complaints in the proper legal forums. Rather, she has been hiding behind her social media accounts, continuously verifying and shaming Mr. Consunji and I, the people we love and justice system of our home country, she also claims she wants to go back to. The fact of the matter remains the only legal cases that exist to date are that of the ones Mr. Consunji and I have filed respectively. There are now a total of 19 arrest warrants issued to Ms. Wilson for various criminal charges. These arrest warrants give any officer of the law the right to search premises, including a place of residence, where they have reason to believe a suspect may be found. Finally, let me make it clear that it has always been my utmost priority to protect my family and now, most importantly, my daughter, as these instigated attacks persist. Whether direct or indirect, I will have no hesitation to seek further legal action to ensure their safety and privacy. Narito naman ang naging statement ng strange husband ni Margaret Wilson na si Victor Consunji. Sa kanyang official statement of Victor Consunji on criminal act committed by Margaret Wilson, in light of recent events and increased malicious online attacks by Ms. Margaret Wilson, I make this statement to express once and for all my position regarding her systematic harassment and bullying of my family, friends, colleagues, and of myself and Ms. Rachel Carrasco specifically. Up to this point, I have done my best to remain silent, resorting only to lawful remedies to answer unlawful acts maligned to tarnish my or our reputations and character. And while it is lamentable that Ms. Wilson has debased herself through her social media posts and stories, it has always been my stance that this abhorrent behavior is undeserving of my attention. However, having said that, the persistent prodding and dissemination of misinformation by Ms. Wilson warrants at least a simple ossification of facts. Ms. Wilson faces 3 arrest warrants for adultery, acts she committed willingly and deemed worthy of trial by our honorable judiciary. She faces 16 arrest warrants for cyber libel and counting. Once again, the consequences of her own ill-advised judgment and mockery of the law. She is currently a fugitive and willing to face judgment, feeing as an admission of her own guilt. Her relatives who occupy my property are in violation of my leave contract. Lastly, she faces multiple civil cases pertaining to the collection of unrecovered funds and swindled investment. Anyway, narito ang nasabing patuloy na statement ni Victor. Ayon sa kanya, while previously I would have agreed to an amicable separation and settlement, Miss Wilson's behavior to deliberately disrupt my son's peace and to provoke, threaten, and subject me, Miss Carrasco, or the people around us to a trial by publicity will fail to yield her any financial or personal gain. In fact, her disgraceful action are the specific reasons I have resolved to enforce the existing prenuptial agreement strictly and without further consideration. Lastly, in all of this, I will protect my family, my children, and my loved ones with every attack, manipulation, swindle, scam, and insult conducted and propagated by Miss Wilson and her affiliates. No matter how slight, I will ensure to institute the appropriate legal proceedings. Ngayon sa mga netizen, nakakaawa nga daw ang anak nila Victor at ni Maggie Wilson. Dahil unang-una, mayaman na pareho sila kung tutuusin. Dapat nakafocus na lang sila sa kanilang mga anak, pero narito sila at nagkakagulo sa social media. Sana nga lang daw ay isipin na lang nila ang pagiging co-parent para kay Connor na kung saan ay higit na naaapektuhan sa nangyayari. Well, yan ang ating Showbiz Now update. Images are all credit to the rightful owners and thank you for watching Showbiz Now.